All right, guys, welcome to a brand new episode of SideQuest Podcast. Listen in and level up. I have a great episode for you today, but before we get into that, if you're not following me on social media, make sure you head over and follow the Facebook page, SideQuest Fitness. Put that up in the search bar and you can follow the page there. You'll get updates on articles that get posted, podcasts when they go up, all the shenanigans that I get in throughout the week. And feel free to post your questions there and chat. Let's get a conversation going. Anything you want to know about health and fitness, nutrition, exercise, or if you just want to talk about your favorite comic book that you're reading right now, video game that you're playing, or any sort of nerd-tastic love that you have going on. Hell, we can even talk about music. And if you want to give me your best taco recipe, let's do that. If you're also not following me on Twitter, head over and follow me, SideQuestFM. You can follow me as well on Instagram. I'm really digging Instagram stories versus Snapchat, but I'm still using both. I like both. There are different things about each that I like. So SideQuest FM on Instagram, and then on Snapchat it's SideQuest Fit. SideQuest Fit on Snapchat. I'll be using both, intermingling with them, but follow me there on both as well. My wife likes to take over my social media sometimes and get into shenanigans, so you guys get to see a little more of the goofy, ridiculous side of me. I try to bring it out no matter what, but for some reason, she just has questions that she has to ask me, and they just, they get ridiculous. If you have also not left a review for the podcast, please head over to iTunes or Stitcher or SoundCloud, wherever you listen to the podcast, and leave a review. Helps me move up the charts so that more people can hear the amazing guests like Greg O'Gallagher, Greg Knuckles, John Romanello, Tony Gentlecore, Jen Sinkler. I mean, the amazing guests that have been on this show, game-changing, in the industry. People with amazing stories that have shared so much information. Over 100 episodes now. So head over there and leave a review. I would greatly, greatly appreciate it. And if you do, make sure you check out the interview with Macro Fuel. If you send me an email with a screenshot of the review that you left and your address, I will send you a bag of Macro Fuel for free so that you can give that meal replacement shake a try. It's tasty. It's great. I enjoy it when I'm in a pinch on the road, high protein, and it's just a great resource. So if you want to try a free bag, I will send it to you. I will take care of the shipping. Don't even worry about it. Just leave a review on iTunes or wherever you listen. Send me an email, sidequestfitness@gmail.com, and I will get that bag out to you. I have a great episode for you today. I'm going to talk about the most important time of the day. But let's not waste any more time. I've been rambling. Let's get into the show.
Step up and you gotta get it fitness. Host Rob at the moment and the quest is you gotta check it and wreck it. You're breaking personal records, and with the help of the guests you won't be guessing on the lessons. That's a +5 fierce. Got a low-key bamf right here. You wanna meet him, there's no better way to greet him than to strike a boss pose. Take a look into the mirror.
I'm a big fan of philosophy. I always have been. In high school, I had a good friend of mine who actually ended up marrying a very, very, very good friend of mine from high school. I haven't spoken to them in a couple of years, but I follow them on Facebook and keep up with their lives and interact when we can. But I remember in high school, we used to talk a lot about philosophy. Even me and my friends who were in theater class together, we all hung out. We would camp out in someone's backyard, under the stars, and just talk about life. Talk about the meaning of life. Talk about the weird random things that like pop in your head that at like 16 and 17, you just kind of wonder. Man, those were good days. They were great. I don't remember half the things we talked about because they were just in the moment. We were sober. There was no drinking, no drugs, none of that. Just random weird things we wanted to think about. But I remember having this conversation with my friend, and she told me, Robbie, you're so giving to everyone that sometimes it's okay for you to be selfish. And that stuck with me. I remember back being a kid on the playground, and this is like the earliest memory I have of like being in school. One of the first things I remember. I don't remember a lot about like being 3 or 4. I mean, getting older. I smoked way too much pot in college. And I have no problem admitting that. I was in college. I'm a human being. But I remember helping a girl get over a fear of climbing the jungle gym and walking up with her the entire time. I've always had a pretty big heart. I've always been pretty giving, willing to help people with their homework or willing to help people with their work in school. But I had never really thought about myself. I'd never really taken care of myself. And I'm sure there are many of you listening right now going, wow, I kind of do the same thing. I don't really take care of myself. I don't think about me. I take care of others. And as we were talking in this conversation, she was like, Robbie, you can't take care of others fully 100% until you take care of yourself. That's why it's okay to be selfish. So I sort of continued to think about that for a while. And as I went into college, I began to change and make changes and experimented and learned more about who I was than who I was in high school. But that little tidbit kind of always stuck with me. And there's one thing that I think a lot of us don't do now. And it's something that I do for myself every single day. Something that I think everyone should do no matter what. You need time for yourself. Time away from Facebook, not in your phone. Not being with yourself is not answering tweets, is not Instagramming, is not Snapchatting. That's not by yourself. I'm talking like a legitimate time just by yourself. Time to read, to write, to dance, to sing, to do whatever. That's why I really try my hardest to make the first 30 minutes of my day the most selfish time of the day. And it's something that I tell my clients. If you need to get up earlier than everyone else in the house, if you take care of kids, if you take care of your family, if you have an important job where you oversee a lot of things, even if you don't and you find yourself, writing, creating, doing things, trying to get your message to the world or whatever, you still need 30 minutes. I mean, just 30 minutes just for you to do whatever it is that you love. Tim Ferriss has a question that he asks all of his guests. And on the episode where my wife interviewed me, she asked, what's the first 60 minutes of your day look like? And for a lot of people, they get up when they get up, on Tim Ferriss's show, and they might have some breakfast, they might do some reading, they might do some writing. But the first 30 minutes, can set a precedence for the day. For those people, it's the first 60 minutes. What does the first 60 minutes look like? Are you being proactive or are you being reactive? And reactive would be things like being on Facebook, answering tweets, answering email. If the first thing you do in the morning is get up and check email, you are immediately telling other people in the world that you are at their beck and call. I remember working in the corporate world and I would get emails when I got to work time-stamped at 4:30 because my boss was up checking her email at 4:30 in the morning. Not working on things to improve her life, not working on things that are important to her, working on things that are important to someone else. And I understand that drive. I understand that hustle. I understand the wanting, to do your job and do it well and move up. But we only have one life to live. And in that one life, if you're giving up the things that are important to you for others, what are you going to think on your deathbed? What are you going to think when you're 55 and retire and think, man, I never started that art project. I never wrote that book. I never did this. I never did that. I never did this. I never did that. I think so many people today are depressed and not happy because we're not creating. We're not doing the things that we're meant to do. I honestly believe that we are all artists. We're all creators in some way or fashion. And it doesn't have to be that you write plays, that you write articles, that you blog, that you create podcasts, that you rap, you write music, you do anything. Being an artist can be anything. I mean, what you're passionate about, what you go after, what you enjoy, what brings you pleasure, that you can be an artist at. And I think we all are, but I think we get away from that, which is why I tell clients and why I tell many of my friends, if you really want to see a change in your life, if you really want to move up and level up and become the best version of yourself, take the first 30 minutes. And that needs to be the most selfish time of the day. No one can bother you. Find a corner, find a room. That is your time. That is you. If the rest of your day is spent answering email, making lunches for kids, cooking for your wife, cooking for your husband, doing anything like that, doesn't matter. Those first 30 minutes, if you make those first 30 minutes about you, You can spend that time to write that book you've always thought about. You can spend that time to paint. You can spend that time to sing, to dance. You can spend that time to get a workout in when you say you don't have time throughout the day. Because really, exercise is not about anyone else. It's about you. If you want to improve your health, if you want to be the best version of you, you got to be a little selfish. So take that time, 30 minutes. That's it. Read, write, study, but make the first 30 minutes of your day the most selfish time. Turn your phone off so no one can interrupt you. Close a door. Tell your significant other, if you live with them, be like, listen, this is me. I need this for me. The rest of the day, you can do everything for them. You can be the best husband, best wife in the world. But those first 30 minutes, spend the first 30 minutes of the day all about you. Learn new things, study a language, write 3 pages in the morning, if that's what you need to do. Read the book you've always wanted to read. Color, paint, do something that is for you. So much of the world today is spent trying to appease other people, trying to debate on Facebook, trying to get someone's attention, trying to move up the corporate ladder and claw and get to where we want to be, to live a happy life and buy more things and do this and do that. 30 minutes. That's it, in the morning. Set that alarm clock a little bit earlier and make those first 30 minutes all about you. You will notice a huge improvement in your life, in your overall happiness. It's okay to be selfish. Now, that doesn't mean you need to go and be completely selfish and only ever think about you. But if you're not thinking about you and taking care of your own inner needs for at least 30 minutes a day, you're going to find that you're never truly happy. So take those first 30 minutes, find your happiness, do the thing that makes you happy. Do the thing that makes you feel 100% complete. That's it, guys. Really short. Just want to share that tip that I give to a lot of my clients and that I do myself and share with others. Take the first 30 minutes. That's your time. No alarms, no phone, peace and quiet. That's you. All right, guys. Have a great weekend. I'll see you next week. And go kick ass at life.
Step up and you gotta get it fitness. Host Rob at the moment and the quest is you gotta check it and wreck it. You're breaking personal records and with the help of the guests you won't be guessing on the lessons. That's a +5 fierce. Got a low-key band right here. You wanna meet them, there's no better way to greet them than to strike a boss pose. Take a look into the mirror.